Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 147 of Classic Elite. My name is Scott. I'll be hosting tonight. I've got Dustin with me. What's going on, man?
Didn't you just say that?
I did. This is take two.
Deja vu.
Deja vu. OBS was giving me fits, so I don't know. Hopefully, we're all good to go now. But, yeah, we're a video game podcast, and we have a huge episode in store for you today. Dustin, do you want to make the announcement?
Colin Moriarty
from
Kind of Funny Games.
Is here for
We got him.
Yeah.
He's on staff. It's going to be on our YouTube channel every Thursday. None of that's true. No.
Help us figure out that Patreon thing. They've got it down pat.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, this week, we're really excited to bring you the interview with Colin. If you're a first-time listener, if you're here out of the Kind of Funny community, thanks a lot for stopping by and checking out our interview with Colin. And this week, we will be talking about some Destiny news. I've played a whole bunch of games, Dustin. I don't know, have you been playing a lot lately?
A little.
A little?
Yeah, a little bit of a lot of games, if that makes any sense.
It does. I'm in the same boat, so that should be a nice, healthy section. And Dustin, I guess a news item that maybe we can jump into the episode with that has nothing to do with video games. Do you remember how proud I was that I upgraded the firmware in my car?
Mm-hmm.
And remember how scared you were that I was able to do that so easily?
Mm-hmm.
Like a week later, Wired has an interview with some hackers, and they shut down a Jeep while they were on the interstate, like on a highway. That's crazy.
Yes, it is.
So it's terrifying.
The internet does not need to be in everything.
You're right. The Internet of Things might not be the best idea.
It's the worst idea in the world. It's literally the worst idea humanity has ever had.
No, you don't want your you don't want to pour a glass of water from your fridge through your phone?
No, I want to walk to my fridge and pour a glass of water like we've always done it.
That has worked out well for quite a while. So
eventually it's going to be like in Watch Dogs, and we're going to have like Wi-Fi in our grenades, and somebody's going to hack the grenade and kill.
They might. You know what I want to do?
What?
I mean, your grenade thing got me thinking. I want this technology in golf balls.
Okay.
It'd make it so much easier if you could link your GPS up to your golf ball to help you find where your ball's at.
And then you can make it explode.
Yeah. Yes. Those are cartoons from the 30s. But, yeah, I guess getting back into what you can expect this week, Jeeps got hacked. The Destiny stuff, Dustin and I, just for any new listeners, we don't play Destiny, but it was the only thing that jumped out to me in the news this week. That, and we have some news with our friend over at Watermelon Games, unfortunately. So, at this point, Dustin...
Oh,
go ahead.
I just had an idea, or I just had a thought. The Internet of Things is an old idea. James Cameron had it first. It was called Skynet.
You're right.
It's a horrible idea.
I think we should go with it.
Oh my gosh.
Hack the cars, hack the planet. I'll give you $1 if you can tell me what movie that's from.
Hackers.
Okay. I owe you $1.
That's where I get all of my IT knowledge from.
Yeah. That's awesome. Crash Override, right?
Yeah, that was his like fake name that he gave him.
Yeah, his screen name, his AIM name.
Right, yeah. He was actually Zero Cool.
Oh, that's right. Who was Crash Override? Was that Angelina
Jolie? That was his fake name. Because he didn't want to introduce himself to the hacker group as Zero Cool, because then they'd all flip out.
That's right.
So then, and Angelina Jolie was Acid Burn.
Damn.
I've seen that movie like 25
times. I was going to say, what's Matt Lillard's name?
Serial killer.
Holy crap. I want you on my trivia team. That's awesome. So, well, I guess without further ado, let's roll into the interview with Colin. And for our YouTube listeners, we're not going to have the interview in this recording. You'll have to go to the internet or the YouTube video that we have. The internet video. I sound like an old man. With Colin. But if you're an audio listener and you're getting this through our website, classicleet.com, then you'll hear the interview right now. Okay, and we're back.
And wasn't it a great interview?
We always say that, but it really was.
Yeah, it was.
So, Colin, thanks a lot for stopping by. We really, really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I don't know. I was pretty nervous about this one, Dustin.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've never seen him like fly off the handle at anybody before. Mm-hmm. And I had this fear that I was going to say something really dumb and get him to just yell at me and it go viral or something like that. And it was weird.
I see you on Facebook. Podcaster gets owned by Colin Moriarty.
Yeah, that's what would happen. I'd be so embarrassed. No, he was really nice, really cool, and
yeah, he was awesome. Awesome interview.
Yeah, I think my favorite part was that we didn't have to even say to him, "Look, you can just swear on this show."
Right.
He was just himself, just
yeah.
as is, and I really, really appreciated that. Because we drop an F-bomb from time to time. Well, not you so much, Dustin. You're pretty good about that. You probably cuss enough in the Army.
That is accurate. I think I hit my lifetime quota in the 4 years I was in the military. I also, I tend to, I'm a creature of habit. So if I get into the habit of using profanity, it's going to happen around Solomon and old ladies. And I work in a school system now around, children. So if I'm using a bunch of profanity around them, it's
not
bad
good
stuff.
Yeah. Well, so now that we are into the regular part of the show, Dustin, do you remember me telling you about a Destiny expansion that you can get through a Red Bull can?
Mm-hmm.
And I said that, excuse me, and I said that we probably wouldn't be able to find it everywhere. Well, it turns out it was like a 7-Eleven exclusive. And my buddy if you want to see a funny website, if you have any friends that are obsessed with Destiny, go to wastedondestiny.com. I heard them talking about this on the Bombcast today.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my buddy's profile. He has an obscene amount of hours logged into Destiny. He might get mad at me. I won't say his name. He's 3 hours shy of 700.
Holy cow.
Like, holy crap. So anyway, he's a big Destiny player, right? Well, he hasn't been in a town that has a 7-Eleven. So he's gone crazy. I'm like, are you going to have to buy Red Bull on eBay? He's like, I will. He had his friend in Boston looking for him, but he didn't come across any 7-Elevens. It was pretty funny. So I just thought that was really interesting that they have exclusive content that's really tough to get. Have you ever run into a paywall like that before, where it comes into the physical world?
Mm-mm. No, that's the first time.
Me either. You mean you didn't go nuts clamoring for your Call of Duty or Halo bonus XP with your Mountain Dew?
No, I drink Mountain Dew anyway, so I would get some of the points on occasion. But I think at that time is when we were all kind of playing, and I would just give mine to Tony.
Oh, gotcha. That's right. When Halo 4 came out, yeah, we made some videos and stuff. That was fun.
Yeah, he was super into it, and I kind of stopped caring.
Tony?
Yeah, so I was just give him my points.
And then also Destiny news. This is kind of interesting. Did you see that Peter Dinklage, Tyrion from Game of Thrones, he's basically getting erased from the game.
Oh, no.
Nolan North, who a lot of people know, famous voice actor in video games, is taking his spot, and they're based on what they said on the Bombcast, they are re-recording all of his dialogue, and Nolan North supposedly isn't going to listen to any of Peter Dinklage's dialogue, so it's just going to be a complete redo.
Man, that's weird.
Now, I heard it was kind of lackluster, Peter Dinklage's part, but and again, with the Bombcast, they're probably right that when you get a superstar, it's probably tough to get them to sign on to do more video game dialogue.
Right.
So.
Like the same, that may, like they keep talking about on Bombcast about Kiefer Sutherland not doing very much for as far as Solid Snake goes in MGS5.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're all like fingers crossed that it's just some sort of Kojima stuff and David Hayter's been in it the whole time, or
I don't know. I've never gotten into any of the Metal Gear games. Never have. I do own one in Snake's Revenge. Is that the one that's on in the NES?
Yeah.
I own those.
That was a sequel made without Kojima's knowledge.
Oh, even without his knowledge.
Yeah, like he found out about it. The director of the game and Kojima like got into an elevator by happenstance, and he was like, "Oh, hey, I'm making the new Metal Gear." And he's like, "What? The new Metal Gear?"
That would suck.
Oh man.
So, but yeah, that's kind of it as far as the big news is concerned. There were a couple things from the Xbox event that was interesting. Xbox Ones are seeming a little more enticing now. They've got a good lineup of games, and they are adding some DVR functionality into the game for your TV set.
Huh.
So it'd be kind of cool to just have everything right there. I have cable now. I was a cord cutter for a while, but I've got it back, and man, it's such a waste of money. It's probably the single biggest waste of money that I have.
Yeah.
In my life right now. But I'm locked into a contract, and then right as I'm really dumb because I signed up at the beginning of the fall, right when college football starts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be stuck with cable all through college football too. Oh well.
Are they going to do any like internet sports, like so you can just get like college football over the internet, kind of like a Netflix?
No, never.
That'll never happen.
No, you might be able to subscribe to ESPN and subscribe to CBS and subscribe to Fox, and then get them all through their various streaming services. So you might not need a cable box like you do right now to watch sports without pirating.
Okay.
But it'll still be like the ESPN Netflix, the CBS Netflix. It won't be the college football Netflix.
Okay. It would be better if you could get like 3 things for $30 instead of 1,003 things, 1,000 of which you don't watch for like $150.
Correct. No, you're absolutely right, and I would definitely do that if I could. So yeah, man. As far as games go, what have you been playing?
I've been playing. I actually started DuckTales Remastered.
Oh, when Colin brought up all the cutscenes in Final Fantasy X, you're like, yeah, cutscenes. I want to play DuckTales Remastered.
I actually played it before that, but I did giggle when he brought that up. You're right that there are a million cutscenes in the game,
right?
But I don't know. I still find it so endearing because I got all the original voice actors and stuff.
Yeah.
That it doesn't bother me too much. But I never played all the way through that.
Oh.
We were actually still in my in-laws' basement when that came out. So I was playing it on one of their TVs, and I think they had. I think their TV had latency because I was having a little bit of trouble playing it on their television. Once I started playing it on mine, it's much easier.
What are you playing it on? Wii U?
What is it? PS3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I got through. Let's see. I did Transylvania, African Mines, and what else? I have the Himalayas and the Moon left. It's gonna bug me, but I beat 3 of the levels.
Okay.
And I got 2 more, so probably not too much longer.
So I guess now that all the hype is gone away from it,
The Amazon, that was it.
What do you think about it?
It's great. I love it. I think it's great. Again, the fact that it has all the original voice actors is super awesome. The cutscenes are too frequent. Like I see why they did it, because they got all those people back together. They wanted to get as much out of them as possible, but it really does break the pacing of the game completely.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it doesn't take the place of the original. So if you've never played the original, you need to do that because it's amazing. But overall, I think it's a great game.
It's not bad. I like that you can. There's some granularity with the controls. With like the pogo stick, you can change it to hard pogo and have it be like the NES, which is sweet.
Yeah, if you're a hardcore gamer like me, that's what you do.
Did you do that?
Oh yeah.
Maybe there was latency on my TV because, or maybe there's a problem with the Wii U. I couldn't get it to work that well. But like in Shovel Knight, you know, you don't have you don't have to hit down and jump. You just hit down in Shovel Knight. But I had no problem with the timing of that. And this DuckTales Remastered, I had to use Easy Pogo. Hardcore gamer.
That's right.
So you got a working PVR?
I do, yeah. I said so like a couple of weeks ago that my original HD PVR was acting kind of wonky. So I just unhooked that one and ran because I was using it strictly for component stuff. And I just plugged my component adapter into my HD PVR2, and it was a pretty easy fix because I just unplugged all the stuff out of my PVR1 and put it in the PVR2. It did add another layer of complexity because like I have a composite switch for my retro stuff. So I hook all that into there, and then the composite switch goes into a component switch, which is I use that workaround to put the yellow and the blue, and then the two audio things, and you can record retro that way.
Yeah,
I did that with my component switch, and it runs through to the AV because I used the splitter trick that you put on the...
I was going to say, but with all the layers that you have in there, you'd never be able to play the game with the delay.
But yeah, it's a little more cumbersome to get to the retro stuff, but other than that, it works fine.
Sweet.
Yeah, and like the component stuff that is hooked up, it actually runs through the HDMI cable now. So
what kind of old stuff have you been playing to test this out?
I played I played a bunch of stuff with Solomon, and he can only pay attention to something for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Before he starts getting bored. But we played some TMNT 2 arcade, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3. He saw the cover of Metal Storm and thought it looked awesome, so I played that for about 2 minutes. And what was the other one? It was a 2-player game because I tried to get him to play a little bit of it. Oh, Chippendale. Chippendale's
awesome. Nice. Well, you're throwing him in, you're really kicking him out of the nest.
Yeah.
Chippendales is tough.
But he's getting to where he understands that he can like move a character and jump and fire and stuff. So
nice.
He's not perfect at he's not even adequate at it yet, but he's not even 3. So
I was gonna say he's not even 3 years old.
But yeah, that was I'm kind of starting to get tired of playing Mega Man games because that's what he wants to see all the time.
Mega Man.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that.
So, but I played and some Mega Man X. I played that on the Wii U, and I think they do a little extra to the Wii U Virtual Console.
Like, what do you mean?
Like maybe they run it through a filter or something because it looks amazing.
Really?
Like it looked good on the Wii Virtual Console, but the Wii U Virtual Console version is, man, it is super sharp.
Maybe they did. It'd be. Wouldn't be like them, but maybe they had to run it through something to get it to run well in the emulator for the Wii U. So,
or maybe the original Wii was on like 480p at best, right? Maybe it's just the extra resolution or something. I don't know.
Yeah, tough to say. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, man. So we haven't recorded in 2 weeks, and all you've got is DuckTales and a handful of retro games.
Yeah.
What has been killing you?
I played some Evil Within, but I don't think I've made it any further than the last time.
Okay.
That game's weird. It's like it bills itself as survival horror, but the mechanics are more like, so you can stealth kill. So if you sneak up on an enemy, you can kill them instantly. And like usually the survival horror, it makes you like they try to make you weak. They try to, give you inventory management. They put burdens on you, but the game mechanics in The Evil Within basically turn you into an ambush predator.
Oh, weird.
So if you're
not going to be scared if you feel powerful.
Right. You're like sneaking around. I mean, if you get spotted, I could see how things could go bad, but yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. I haven't really wrapped my head around it yet, but I think I'm going to enjoy it whenever I finally get around to playing it.
We got an email for you as well. A game for you to check out. So I'll be looking forward to getting to that.
Okay.
So yeah, has that been pretty much it then?
Yeah, pretty much it.
What about new computer stuff? Have you messed with Windows 10 at all? Have you upgraded any machines yet?
No, I'm afraid to. I'm afraid stuff's going to stop working.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, go for it. But my laptop just gave me some trouble. That's the only machine I've upgraded, so I don't know.
I think I might give it a month or two.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
I did. I have a nephew that's starting high school, and he needed a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought him one from a local retailer for a pretty good price. It was an i5, had like 8 gigs of RAM. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good machine. And I put Windows 8 on it.
Okay.
And I don't like Windows 8, so I'm really glad I never upgraded to Windows 8.
Yeah. No, he'll enjoy the
OS is a
upgrade to
bummer.
Windows 10. Yeah, it is. Things run well on it, though, I think.
I don't know, just like I see why people flipped out about the start button, like not being able to like hit start and look for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Metro is not the same because there's like going to Windows updates. Like if you go to Windows updates through Metro, it's different than if you went to computer and clicked on Windows updates.
Really?
So there's like these two different ways that you can update. I don't know. I'm really glad I skipped that operating system.
Yeah. That sounds confusing. I wouldn't like that. I felt bad. My uncle bought a new computer 6 months ago or so, and he kept calling me asking about Windows 8 questions, and I'm like, I don't know. I honestly, I'm not sure. And then they bury settings in weird places made for gesturing and stuff. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm glad that I've got Windows 7 for now, and then I'll upgrade. Windows 10 though has worked up until tonight really well on my laptop. My laptop is an old. Like, I bet my phone is a lot more powerful, and I've got an old phone. That's like a 1.7 gigahertz dual core.
Oh wow! Okay.
It was a low end AMD processor in 2010.
All right.
And it's running Windows 10 fine. So, yeah. As far as games go, I bought this expansion for Towerfall. Did you ever get into Towerfall?
Mm-mm.
You
I own it on PS4. I've just never played it.
okay. You got to get Kim to help or something, or when your buddy's over. It's an awesome co-op game, or competitive if you want. And but there's a new expansion called Dark World, and my buddy and I spent a couple of hours playing it. It's really good. They change. It's more than a normal expansion. So in the normal game, you have lives. Like, you get 5 lives that you have to survive the rest of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or for that world. Well, in this one, you can just revive your partner in the co-op.
Oh, all right.
But it's really tough to get over there to revive them. So that was pretty cool. Also, Dumez did email us, and he sent me a deck list.
I saw that, yeah.
His Giants and Warlock, or his Giant Warlock deck, which is fun. It's got a lot of spells and stuff in it. And I had about a 50% win rate, which I think is pretty good. You can certainly level up with that kind of a win rate. I think just 51% is all you need, and you'll progress up to single digits if you have enough time put into Hearthstone. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate him sending that in. And then my buddy also gave me the name of a deck called the Big Body Priest. And basically what you do is you put out some taunt minions to kind of protect yourself. And then you put out these minions that you can buff really big and swing to try to hit them for like all their health in one shot. It's really satisfying. It's a really fun deck to play.
That sounds like a 90s hip-hop artist.
Big Body Priest.
Big Body Priest.
It does. Opening for Heavy D. So, and then also I picked up the Talos Principle. It was on sale for like $13, and I think it's normally a $60 game. I remember watching Day 9 on YouTube, and he made some comment along the lines of, there are great games like this, Talos Principle, this, and I'm like, oh, Talos Principle, huh? So I started watching him play it a little bit. It's kind of, I've only played about 2 hours of it. It's kind of Portal-y. It's a first-person puzzle game. It's fun, man. It's really good. If you see it on sale, I'd recommend picking it up.
It's in my like Steam wish list.
Oh, okay.
And I got an email when it went on sale, but I forgot about it, and I missed it. But
so far, it's so good. It's worth it.
I remember the people at Giant Bomb talking about it and enjoying it.
It's not easy.
Okay, good.
Like even out of the gate, I thought it was kind of tough. So, and then also I took the dive, Dustin. I bought into the Rocket League hype. Hype. And I paid the $20 for it.
All right.
I'm horrible at that game. Like really, really bad. I feel like, and I blame Batman for it. I feel like because I can't control the game like the Batmobile, that I just can't get my mind around backwards and forwards. Like I'm up on the walls. I can't like. I have trouble timing the bouncing of the ball. So there's a lot of times where I'll jump over the ball or I'll slide under it. Like I stink. I was in a match though where we won 7-1. So
all right.
I was pretty excited. Like it's really satisfying when you win a game that handily.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I got this. I don't know. Have you fired that up yet at all? I know you have it.
Not yet.
We got to play sometime because it's cross whatever. Platform. And then also, just to go back to Hearthstone, before we were recording, we were talking with Josh, our co-host that's not here, and he was making fun of me for spending $50 on virtual cards.
How much have you spent on Hearthstone at this point?
Way too much. I would estimate maybe $250.
Okay. How many hours have you put into it?
I have
at least 250 hours.
Oh yeah, probably. If my buddy can put 700 into Destiny, I've put that much into Hearthstone because I was in the beta and played that for a long time.
I was just thinking, like, $250 could get you 4 games. Is that math? That's math. Yeah, about 4 games.
Yeah.
So, like, your average AAA game is 8 to 12 hours. So, I'd say you spending money on Hearthstone is a better idea than you, like, trying to keep up with games because you're going to buy games that you don't want to play anyway.
See, it feels that way. Now I am totally hooked. Like I'm flat out addicted, I think, to that game. But it doesn't feel like it's been a waste of money, even though it's just virtual cards.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent so much time playing it and gotten so much enjoyment out of it that it's like, okay, over the last 2 years or whatever that I've been playing it, and that's another thing is the game's that old.
Right.
It's been around for a while. I've been through some patches and nerfs and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I did buy the pre-order bundle of the new expansion. It's called the Great Shit. I couldn't remember it last week either, or last episode. The Grand Tournament, I think.
The Gran Torino?
Yeah. So the no old racist men here. So the deal with this, Dustin, is normally you can get 40 packs for $50. So it's like $1 and change a pack, right?
Okay.
Well, if you pre-purchase this expansion, you got 10 extra packs of cards, so you got 50 packs for $50.
All right.
So that was kind of the incentive that pushed me over the edge to do the pre-order. But here, this is pretty funny. I can't tell if Blizzard's trolling or not, but the hardcore players, one of the most requested modes that they have is a tournament mode built into the game.
Mm-hmm.
So people can like spectate it and stuff. Well, this expansion is called the Grand Tournament. There's no tournament mode.
That's awesome. Oh man,
Isn't that funny?
yeah, that's great. Good on them.
So I honestly I have no idea if that was on purpose or not, but it certainly made me laugh when I saw that come to light. And when I heard the name of it, I'm like, oh man, they did the tournament mode. That's crazy. Nope, just cards. So, and then also a game that was on sale last weekend was BioShock Infinite. So I had this game. I've played this game. I love this game. So I decided to start playing it again. It's a fun shooter to go through. It looks really pretty. It's kind of easy to figure out what you need to do. The story's bananas. It's weird how many, now that I know the game, the second time through, it's weird how many foreshadowy hints that they had in there.
Yeah.
It was definitely, there's a lot. To the point where I'm surprised. It made me feel dumb. Like, I can't believe I was this oblivious,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's been pretty much it. Oh, I did buy the Humble Bundle. So I got Pac-Man DX in the Namco Humble Bundle. Namco Bandai. And I'm also going to be playing some... What the hell's that airplane game called?
Ace Combat?
Ace Combat.
Yeah, that's a hell of a humble bundle this time around.
I think that's what the name of it was. Maybe I'll open Steam real quick. Ace Combat's not ringing a bell now. It was like shit. I don't know. We'll see when Steam opens up what was in there. But are you ready to get to emails and comments?
Yep.
So do you want to do emails first or comments first?
Let's start light. Let's do comments first.
Comments first. I agree. It is Ace Combat Assault Horizon Enhanced Edition. So
it's like 5 colons in that title.
There is. So now, normally we don't read comments that are from videos that are not the podcast. But there was a special one for this episode. Underneath the interview for that we had with Colin, someone writes, this person's name is 8-Bit Frenzy, and they just write, I thought this was Fallout. Boo, dislike. Okay. I have no idea. They just dropped by to say that they thought that they were going to watch some Fallout stuff.
Maybe they were doing like...
I mean, even if that's truly just a troll, like, what a beautiful random comment. Like, how did they construct it to be so random?
It was like they were playing YouTube roulette, and they clicked on it thinking it was like, this is going to be Fallout. Click, and it was us. And they're like, nope.
Poor guy.
Boo.
So, yeah, anyways, thought that was pretty funny. One thing I did want to mention, we brought up YouTubers and whatnot, and I accidentally didn't read Damez's comment about YouTubers he really likes. He mentioned one called the LJN Defender, known as Cygnus the Destroyer. I don't know. I've seen him pop up on Twitter. I think he does stuff with like RetroWare TV or that guy with the glasses or something like that. But it's a guy that does, or maybe Gamester 81. I don't know. Some YouTube guy. He does stuff with them then. And yeah, I've seen him before, so I'll have to definitely check out some of his stuff. So let's go back to last episode. We'll alternate some of Demez's comments. But the first one I wanted to read is, so Tony, co-founder of Classic Elite, his older brother's friend wrote in. His name is Jake. I enjoy your podcast, man. I know one of your guy's brother. His name is Zach. So shout out to Zach, Tony's older brother. Appreciate you getting us a listener.
Also, he's a Lego maniac.
Zach, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't think I've heard that in 20 years. He's a Lego maniac. Oh my God. Dustin, you're good for a nostalgic nugget every now and again. Jesus. So, okay. Let's go to some of Demez's comments. Do you want to start at the bottom and just work up?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll let you fire away. First one.
10 mana Tavern Brawl, best strategy I figured out. I used Warlock and filled my deck with mostly cards that cost 4 mana, with just a few costing 6. Why, you ask? Mm-hmm. You draw a card every turn, then draw another card with hero power, leaving 8 mana left over. Your 2 cards at 4 mana, you play 2 cards every turn no matter what. Opponent can't deal with the card advantage of you doing 2 cards per turn every turn versus his 1 big legend or big creature per turn.
I know that made no sense to you, Dustin.
Thank you.
But it made perfect sense to me. Basically, what was happening is this rule was you got 10 mana right away, so you could play a bunch of big minions. Do you remember me talking about that at all?
Yeah, and if I remember from playing it, it's like each card is worth a specific amount of mana. Like you have like little cards that are worth 2, and then you have bigger cards that are worth like 6.
Exactly. So what he was doing is he was throwing out 2 and 3 or 4 cards at a time.
Okay.
And just kind of picking the guy to death instead of trying to match big guy for big guy.
So basically chip damage.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's not the comment I thought you were going to read, so I apologize for you getting the hard question. But then he writes also commenting on my comment about twins feeling each other. That was a little tongue-in-cheek, I know this, but just to kind of clarify things for everybody, twins cannot actually feel each other. The phenomenon is called confirmation bias. What happens is they think they feel each other while far apart, and then they check to discover that nothing happened that they thought. This can happen many times. Then one day it seems like they get a hit, and wow, I could sense that you were in danger. So what happens when they don't notice the many misses, but they notice a hit? Yeah, the definition of confirmation bias. So, yeah, but yeah, twins can't really feel each other. I meant to say, like they say, twins can feel each other. And I went back and listened. I did not say that. I kind of stated it as fact. So, and then, Dustin, this is the comment I thought you were going to read.
Okay. He says, I have the perfect idea how to fix every RPG ever made or will be made. They need an archive so you can go back and read through everything you have read so far. I mean every conversation and story element, and optionally to replay any cutscene at any time. If you go back and reread what a certain townsfolk said, also, wait. So you can go back and read what a certain townsfolk said. Also, it will show a picture of that townsfolk, like a screenshot of the moment when you talk to him. This way you can take a break and then jump in later and refresh yourself with what you have been doing and where to proceed next. I especially hate the traditional way where I might accidentally click the button too fast and did not see what they said to me, and no option to scroll back to what I had missed. And I agree with him on that last part. That sucks.
Yeah, I hate it. Even in Side Scroller, I hate missing the dialogue.
Yeah.
Except in Simon's Quest when you can't skip the dialogue. Oh no! Actually, in that one you can. It's the when it flips night into day that you can't skip, right?
Yeah. True dat.
So, yeah, that would be cool. I would imagine from a developer standpoint that would be a nightmare.
Oh yes. Yeah, that would be.
This is probably why it hasn't been done.
Right. Yeah.
But now with Game DVR, you might be able to program or come up with some algorithm that automatically caches stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that they have replays in Blizzard games, like StarCraft and stuff.
There have been some games that offer like a summarized synopsis. It's nothing as detailed as he wants, but like I think it was one of the Metal Gears, either 2 or 3. Like you would come back to it and it would give you a synopsis of like, hey, this person was doing this. You just beat this person in a battle. Now you're moving towards this.
Yeah. Oh, and he also says, dude, I took the plunge, and for the first time, finally bought Hearthstone packs. I did 50 packs for $50, and I said, stay tuned. He'll be opening the packs on YouTube, so that should be fun. So, yeah.
How many cards in a pack?
5.
All right. Wow, that's a good deal of cards.
So it's a lot. It's still a lot of money. I mean, $50, but I haven't bought like a brand new game in quite a while. Everything's been used and discounted. So cool. Well, let's get to emails. First email is from our good buddy Kevin, formerly of the Pair Nerds. But Kevin writes in and he says, "Hey guys, Kevin here with a question to ask you and your listeners." We have 2 questions. Mike T also wrote in a good question too. Mm-hmm. Was there a game that really messed with you, that actually bothered you? I was speaking to a friend of mine at work, and we were talking about the game moments that stuck with us and just made us feel sick, i.e. the Dead Island trailer was because of his daughter. Oh, yeah, because he's got a little daughter now. And I don't know what he's referencing in the Dead Island trailer, but I'm assuming it means like a daughter died or something.
Yeah, I think she turns. Like it's a family, and the father is like trying to save her, and she turns, and he ends up like throwing her out of a window. Or yeah.
Oh, that was in a trailer?
Yeah,
that's intense.
It is pretty funny because the game came out and it wasn't really anything like that. So it's kind of a bait and switch.
And then he goes on to say, mine, however, was the freaking PT game. I purchased a PS4 around the same time my wife was 4 months pregnant, so I'm already losing my mind over the pregnancy. It's a terrible experience that I cannot go through again, so it looks like Hannah's going to be an only child. But since we're already on edge, I avoided anything and everything that I had to do with miscarriages and abortions and, the awful stuff. However, I did download PT. Kevin. Not knowing anything about it, I avoided everything about the game to avoid spoilers. Oh yeah, because he's a huge Silent Hills fan. So I did not know about the goddamn fetus in the sink. So imagine me playing the game. Imagine me playing this already terrifying game with my pregnant wife who's already on edge, with me walking into the bathroom only to be greeted by a bloody fetus. Needless to say, so she saw this. So needless to say, she was disgusted. She's normally not, and I too felt very ill. I of course kept playing because I'm a bastard, but that image stuck with me and her. She even had a nightmare during the ultrasound that the fetus went towards the screen and cracked it. Holy crap. Although this doesn't make sense, the imagery alone is awesome. I could totally see that in like an 80s movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like an old Freddy Krueger movie or whatever. When I told her the game was canceled, she replied with, "Baby sink? Good." Whenever I boot up the game, I still feel uneasy and for the first time feel uncomfortable playing a game with my wife in the room. And I plus the stupid bikini zombie slayer.
I think it was supposed to be play.
Oh. And I play the stupid bikini zombie slayer game in front of her. Anyways, still enjoying the show, and I'll make my debut again soon. Well, it won't be a debut. Right? Because he's been here before?
I think so.
Keep on rocking, Kevin. He sent all that from his iPhone.
Man.
Nice paragraphs and everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like
Way
that.
to type on your iPhone like a boss, man.
Right? And only one typo that tripped me up. So, I don't know, Dustin. I think you've got a lot of these. But what's one that really kind of got you?
The Outlast games were pretty like they showed you things that were, or at least they put you in situations where like you were running for fear of being like raped and cannibalized. So other than that, like I've never had a game like really bother me.
See, I have neither. The first time I felt really emotional with a game where it actually, when I was done with it, was like, oh man, was I felt really sad at the way that Mega Man 2 ended, the final cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Like I almost wanted to cry. I remember feeling like a lump in my throat watching those. I was like second or third grade or however old I was. And, but I mean, that didn't bother me. It just got an emotional reaction out of me other than anger.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I don't really know. That's really interesting. So if any of our listeners have a game that's really bothered them, write in and let us know. ClassicElite@gmail.com. That's ClassicL337@gmail.com.
Oh, hey, now that you mentioned Mega Man 2, Simon's Quest. There's an ending where Simon Belmont dies at the end. And I think the first time I beat that game, I got that ending. And I was like, what? I did all that and he died at the end?
Oh.
Oh, man.
Especially that game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Appreciate you writing in, man. And we will definitely have you on the show soon. So, do you want to read Mike's email or Nate's email next?
I'll read Mike's.
I love how well formatted the emails we get from our listeners are.
Absolutely, yeah. We're
easy
lucky. The guys that write in are super good writers.
Super good writers. That was very well spoken.
Like me. I'm very good at word making. Mike has an email. It's called Hidden Shame. And he says, hello all. I'm not sure if you are going to be reading any emails this week, but if not, then feel free to read it next week. Last Friday, I went to hang out with a friend while he waited in line to buy a meat video game stuff. As we were waiting in line, we sparked up a conversation with another guy and ended up talking about video games for another half an hour after Best Buy closed. Yeah. Afterward, I went to a new retro game shop that just opened in Santa Fe and talked to them about games for around an hour. Then I saw the Rubik's Cube on their counter and left. They got me to thinking that I don't really know a whole lot of people that really like video games. Most people I know had an NES when they were growing up, but seemed to grow out of it. Most of the people I know that like games I know online. Is this what your lives are like? Anyway, I had a good time that day talking to a lot of people about video games, and I made sure to get all their numbers. It's sort of like dating. Mike T.
I've got a mix. I do have a handful of friends that are really into games, so I'm pretty lucky.
I don't know any real life friends that were into gaming. Chewy, I guess, would be the closest.
Okay.
But of course we don't hang out as much because he's 8 hours away in a different state.
Yeah.
And actually, about the time we became friends, we had Solomon, so I kind of stopped having opportunities to hang out then anyway. So, but yeah, like I worked at interning at Books A Million. There was a guy who had a bunch of video games.
Okay.
But they were just like at his dad's or something, right? Like it was, I used to play them, and now they're just kind of all in storage.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've got nice pockets of friends that like I've mentioned my friends Matt and Keaton before. Keaton's got like the big arcade machines and stuff, and he was the one that had the bunch of computers set up so that we could all play Heroes of the Storm together in the same room. So it was kind of like a mini LAN party. Like that was awesome. My buddy Victor, he plays a lot of old games. He's a lot like you, where he'll just get an itch to sit down and beat a hard game. So he ran through the whole Mega Man 1 through 6 series a couple years ago. And so he'd like send me pictures of completed screens and stuff. Yeah, my buddy John plays 700. Oops, I said I wouldn't say his name, but my buddy John, I'm outing him. 700 hours and yeah. Luckily, John's a common name. My buddy Eric plays a lot of StarCraft, or used to play a lot of StarCraft. Plays a lot of Heroes and League of Legends and stuff. So, yeah. And then I've got friends that like I grew up with that moved away, and I still play games with them. My other friend Matt, the one that got me hooked on all this Blizzard stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I can empathize with Mike because some of my best friends, they don't understand this hobby that I do.
Yeah.
At all. They don't understand the podcasting, and they don't understand liking video games as an adult. So I try to not talk about it too much around them, because I know it's just kind of boring. Yeah, and my buddy Nate that wrote in, that will read an email here in a second. I see him every week, and we usually chit-chat about games at the end of our meeting. So, yeah, cool stuff. So, yeah, Dustin, you ready for this last email? It's for you.
Yep.
So, Nate writes in, and he's got a subject line of Power Drill Massacre. Have you heard of this game, Dustin?
I have not.
Okay, good. Nate says, "Hey guys, I was viewing the playthrough of Five Nights at Freddy's by YouTube host named Markiplier, who I hadn't heard." It's weird going back to the interview that we had with Colin, how someone will say, "Hey, have you ever seen this YouTuber?" and he's never heard of him, and then they have millions of views and whatnot. This Markiplier guy, 8.7 million subscribers.
Holy crap!
Never heard. Now I've seen him before. He's I knew him from Hot Pepper Gaming, which is a much smaller site, or much smaller YouTube channel, but still very big. They've got like 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers. Yeah. So this Markiplier. Well, anyways, Nate goes on to say he says his name so fast that I misunderstood it for the longest time. I think it's pronounced Markiplier. Sometimes it sounds like Markiplier or Markiplier. That's what you get for running your words together, son. Regardless, he posted a playthrough of a game I've never seen before called Power Drill Massacre, and I instantly thought of Dustin. He seems to like the horror game genre, but I'm not sure about the jump scare variety. This game is intense. It's a shout out to the old 70s and 80s horror flicks like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Apparently, there's a video quality mode called VHS and DVD. Awesome. That's awesome. And there's a title screen that looks like the case of a videotape. The plot is a woman trying to find help for her husband, presumably, and she is wandering this house, which is a dilapidated maze. Naturally, there's a psychopath with a power drill that randomly shows up and tries to kill her. From what I've seen, the only option is to run away and lose him. Maybe Dustin would be interested in checking it out if he has not done so already. All the best, Nate. And he provided a link to Markiplier's video, so we'll put that in the show notes.
Sweet.
So yeah, you'll have to check that out. And if it's kind of like in the vein of Five Nights at Freddy's, maybe it's pretty inexpensive too.
Yeah. It actually sounds like there's a series of horror movies called the Slumber Party Massacre. Okay. And the guy uses a power drill. Oh. So, and it's in the first one, like the first movie and the second movie are kind of really different. In the first movie, it's almost like a jackhammer, like you would hold it down, but the end of it is a drill. So I don't know if it's an actual tool. Maybe it is. I don't know. But in the second movie, he's like a ghost who sings rockabilly, and the power drill is attached to a guitar, and the leading lady is played by the waitress from Wings. So yeah,
Like the old TV show Wings?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Slumber Party Massacre 2. It's an interesting watch. I don't really remember the first one, but
I wonder if that's a shout out to Eddie Van Halen. For some reason, I feel like I've heard him getting guitar sounds with the power drill. Like using a drill on guitar to... Maybe I'm totally wrong there. But maybe like get the coils to react a certain way to get different sounds out of it. I don't know. But I heard that, so I could be false.
Did you hear it on the internet?
No, for whatever reason, I've had that in my head since I started playing guitar in like 8th or 9th grade. I feel like my guitar teacher told me that.
Sweet.
So, but totally unsubstantiated. But Dustin, at this point, I think we're done with the episode. Do you have anything else that you wanted to go over?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I think I'll do it.
Well, speaking of emails, we did get a really cool email. A chiptune artist wrote in to us.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea how to say this. He's a French musician, but I don't think this word is French. Izioq, Izioq.
Izioq. Izioq. Yeah, sounds...
Izioq? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Izioq sounds pretty cool. Well, anyways, he's got 2 albums out, and one of them is a chiptune album. It's called Retro Life, and I'm going to be playing a song from Retro Life as our outro this week. And the other album sounds a lot like Indie Game the Movie. So if you like the Jim Guthrie soundtrack, his other album is called My Own Private Video Game, and it's really, really good. I would highly recommend you checking this out. I'll have links to the song and the ability for you to get to his Bandcamp page and download it. It's free, and he gave us permission to use this song, so that was really cool of him. I want to give again a big thank you to Colin Moriarty for coming on the show. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you to Nate, Kevin, and Mike for writing in. And Dustin, I got a little nervous. I was listening to the Cartoon Retrocast today, and his co-host Jeremy was like, "We need a rival podcast." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm gonna have a hard time being mean to them." But they didn't say us, so we're in good shape.
Okay, good.
I think he really wants to rival the Retro League.
Okay.
I'm cool with someone having beef with them. We can be friends with both sides. We'll be like an arms dealer. We'll sell to both.
Right, yeah. Or we could be what's that joke? What's the neutral country? Switzerland?
Switzerland, yes.
Yeah.
We could be the Switzerland of podcasting.
That joke doesn't really fly now since it took me like 9 years to come to it.
I want to thank Demez for commenting. I really appreciate that. And thank you to Ben Landis for letting us use his music for the intro to our podcast. I guess we'll see everyone soon for episode 148. Thanks a lot for listening.
Boosh.